Hi, I'm Kaiser. Today I would talk about a book called When Things Don't Go Your Way. But first, I have to make something very clear. I am a terrible editor and a lazy employee. I would always listen to YouTube videos when I was working. So I highly recommend you to just listen to the audio and try to do something else at the same time. Let's get started. In his book, he stated that the root of our troubles can be summarized into greed and resist. Greed is kind of simple to explain. As a man, I believe it would be very easy for us to understand. When we see a beautiful woman in the street, we have the tendency to look at her body. Some nerds like me may even imagine having a romantic relationship with her. They are the perfect example of greed. They are not necessary for our survival. Instead, it is a prison that our genes created to manipulate us. The Buddha described this kind of mental pursuit as grasping. When our mind is grasping at something, we feel unfulfilled until we have the object under our control. While sensing incompleteness, the mind is restless and dissatisfied. Therefore, I can say it confidently, in the end, even if we get the girl that we dreamt of, we would not be satisfied, as there will always be another woman who is prettier and younger. This endless pursuit of our desire is the main reason for our misery. Number 2. Resist. What exactly is resist? Take myself, for example. I used to work in PwC. My manager required me to work overtime till at least 12 p.m., especially those from China. As a newcomer, I am not getting used to this lifestyle, so I choose to run away. I make up lots of excuses to leave earlier. I am depressed every day, especially when I need to travel daily to Shenzhen. But to be honest, I deserve it. When I applied for that job, I should have anticipated this lifestyle. Instead of adjusting my mindset, I chose to run away and avoid my responsibility. Now, I have already quit the firm. When I reflect back on these experiences, I realize something. The root cause of my suffering isn't just the long working hours or even the constant pressure by the manager. Let me explain this in detail. As many of my colleagues are adapting much better than I do. At first, I thought they were just pretending to be fine. But I was wrong. I can feel that they are not as miserable as I am. It takes me a long time to understand that I am the root cause itself. My mind has exaggerated the pain of working overtime. I fear that I would lose all of my leisure time. However, Zen has given me a solution. Gratitude. 3, 2, 1. Let's try it together. Close your eyes. Try to view your life in a third perspective. Try to imagine what your life would be like if you lived in some third world country or in a war zone. Come on, just try it for once. I promise you that it is going to work. Try to imagine what your life would be when your parents have passed away. Now open your eyes. You see, you are extremely lucky. I believe everyone should have already known the importance of gratitude, but it seems like no one can actually practice it. It is just our brain which has the tendency to emphasize the pain and easily overlook the things that we already have. If it is still not useful, let's try another method. Try to remember an obstacle that you faced before, such as your examination, job interview, etc. Now, do you still worry and feel nervous about it? The answer is definitely no. As we have already moved on, your current problem is just the same as the old ones. Your future self will not even bother with it anymore. So why would you spend your precious time worrying about it? Don't you think it is kind of silly? Number 2. Listening to your inner voice, figure out your pet peeve, and learn how to say no. When we came out of the womb, society has instilled us with lots of rules. I am not saying money and career is not important. I just want to say that there are things much more important than that. Let's hear one of the legendary investors, Seth Klarman, has to say.
When I was graduating business school, there was huge peer pressure to go to an investment bank. That the goal of every single person in my class of '82 at HBS seemed to be working for Goldman Sachs. And when I looked around, and I had those interviews to see what everybody else was so excited about, and you looked at the partners, I thought there was huge information there, that the partners were basically 100% male, almost 100% divorced, almost 100% fat, and almost 100% bald. And that didn't seem like something to give away your best 10 or 15 years.
Spending the most precious 10 to 15 years on money is not worth it. Money is just a tool for us to buy back our freedom. But most people turn out to be slaves of money. Let's teach you another method. Go to YouTube and search for old man advice. Is there anyone who says they wish they could have earned more money when they are young? If you don't trust me, try it for yourself. Number 3, emotions. What is the mechanism in our brain that triggers our emotions? The author requires us to reflect on one question: whether emotions can represent you or not. The answer is definitely not. Think about it this way. When you are in peace with a calm mind, or you are in your zone, all emotions disappear. At those moments, do you exist or not? If emotions are equal to you, you would disappear once you don't have any emotions, which is definitely not the case. Okay, if the basis of emotions does not represent us, then what is emotions? Is it just a vague concept that our mind created? Or does it actually mean something? The author uses a great metaphor to illustrate the relationship between our mind and emotions. He stated that our mind is like a perfect square with endless boundaries. Our emotions are like bubbles which would appear inside the box randomly. Given enough time, they would just naturally disappear. Remember, you are the vessel. You, as an entity, have remained unchanged. Number 4, loneliness. With social media, we can literally make friends with everyone in the world. However, more and more research has stated that people in the modern world are more likely to suffer from loneliness. So, what exactly causes loneliness? Is it that we don't have any friends in real life? No, most people who have friends can also be victims. The author stated that the real causes can be divided into 2 parts. The first one is boredom. Most people cannot withstand being alone. Therefore, they will actively seek out companions. They wanted to feel safe around people that they can trust. But it is bad for your mental health. It often leads to your emotions being highly dependent on others. When people sense that pressure from you, they are more likely to avoid or minimize contact with you. It creates a vicious cycle. The second one is the lack of sense of belonging. I think we can all relate to that. Even when you hang out with a bunch of friends, you may not fully engage in the conversation. Maybe others have some common interest that you don't have, or maybe they are not interested in what you want to share. The void of no one understanding you is lethal. It will create the highest level of loneliness, which can drive someone to depression in some cases. So please remember to take into consideration the feelings of others, especially someone who are close to you.